Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle.
Mr. Rob O'Hara.
Sprite Castle.
And that theme song never gets old. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sprite Castle Plays. Now this is a bi-week, I call them, on Sprite Castle, which means I'm not releasing a Sprite Castle podcast this week. I'm releasing You Don't Know Flack. But this week's episode of You Don't Know Flack, I am covering Tron, all things Tron. So first of all, if you want to hear that episode, that should drop Thursday night around midnight. So be sure to have your pod catcher ready to go. You will get that Friday morning on your way to work. You can listen to it during the day when your boss thinks you're working all hard and you're just listening to fun stories about Tron. So I thought I would do something fun this week on Sprite Castle Plays and play a whole bunch of Tron games for the Commodore 64. Now, I'll tell you the spoiler up front. There aren't really any official Tron games for the Commodore 64, but there are a million variants of Light Cycle. And some of them are one player, some are two player. As I was going through the list, I downloaded a whole bunch from CSDB, that is the Commodore Scene database. And a lot of them are the same game over and over, so I tried to get some of those out, but when we get duplicates, and we will get duplicates tonight, I'll just be jumping over them. So let's take a look here at... The first ones that I have are just under a directory called Tron. So let's take a look here at Tron. This is the, so you got to drill down 900,000 times for all these. Let's take a look and see what we have here. 45 blocks. So I will try to remember when I see ones that are about that same size that we'll probably know that those are repeats. So, yeah, and one unfortunate thing, like I said, as I played through some of these earlier today, is there are a lot that are two-player only. I guess they didn't build any AI into some of these. So, listen to that theme. I mean, the notes are right, but that's pretty embarrassing for a Commodore 64 game, isn't it? Let's see, what do we have there? I guess that's it's not a basic, maybe that's a sprite. I guess that's a sprite of the Tron Cycle here. And this one has player 1, 0 wins, player 2, 0 wins, press any key to start. And I don't see anything that says to set this at one player or two player. So I got a feeling this is, I just smacked the microphone. That's professional. Let's take a look here and let's hit a key. Yeah, so this is let me see, where's my, I guess I'm player 2 over there. This is not very exciting. This is obviously written in BASIC. You can tell by the graphics that are on there. But this would have been a early example probably after Tron came out. You know, there were a lot of these. There's a lot of these. And you know, what's funny is, I know Disney likes to, protect this is annoying already, likes to, protect their copyright. But it's hard to imagine that, I mean, you have an entire game, the Light Cycle game, which is really based, I mean, it's just like Surround on the Atari 2600. So, all right, let's get out of that. Let's go check out. I don't know if these are going to be different or the same. I guess we'll just be finding out as we go through. There seem to be 2 or 3 very similar ones. This one seems to be a little smaller in block size, which is not a good sign. I mean, that makes me think there is less program to this one than the first one. And so this is even a worse sign because if you think, I mean, it's a smaller, this is 37 blocks and it has a intro. Oh, it has 2 intros. It doesn't seem to be that there's going to be much room left for the game. Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so I do remember this one. So you have a one player so the one player mode, that's good. You could turn Zart on or off, make him visible or invisible. We could set the speed. And then F7 is start the game. So let's get the joystick here ready. And you're going to see a problem that a lot of these games share, which is, well, first of all, it's the problem is my joystick's in the wrong port. Okay, so that's me I'm on the left. I guess the computer's just going to keep playing for a while. All right. So the problem with this game, with this version of Tron, like I said, there's a million versions of the same thing. This is says 1987 on there by the Sir. Didn't people have the greatest aliases back in the 80s? Who released this? It was Sir. No, it was the Sir. All right, let's start this again. So the problem that you can see is that as I'm on the left, I can't see the whole grid. I can only see a very small section of the grid. So when I do get to wherever my opponent is leaving his little trail or whatever, it's going to be quite the surprise. And it's certainly not like the arcade version where you can plan what's going on. The other problem is, if you notice, because the background is such a basic... I just smashed into the wall. I should have waited. He was almost dead over there. Because the background is so simple, there's no scrolling going on. So, right now, it's hard to tell that I'm moving. It just looks like I'm sitting still, and you don't really notice until I come up on a border like that, or see something that in relation to the direction that I'm going. I would like to, I think I kind of have a reputation of not winning any games on my show. And so I would like to maybe... Oh, look, he's filling in his hole over there. Look at that. All I got to do is make it. Yay! Tron wins. It's one for the users. Okay, well... I think you get the... And there's so many of these that there's no sense in... let's reset this. There's just no reason to spend too much time on any one particular one, unless it's fantastic. And there are some interesting ones coming out. So let's see. Here's Computer Brain something cracking the service. Let's take a look at this and see. I need to be right on top of the mic. Okay, so this is 46. I remember we saw the other one that was 45. So this is probably that same one again, with probably with some sort of intro added to the front. Yeah, it's same game. So I should be able to hit Alt-R and just reset, and we can cycle through some of these pretty quickly. Okay, now this is Tron plus 2. Let's take a look here and see if this is... Oh, yeah. Okay, so I know what this is. This is a slightly different version. Not different. Not slightly different. It's a different game, but my dad used to have a joke when we first got our Pong. We got a Pong very early on, like 1977, and it was a Pong clone, and it played tennis and volleyball and badminton and a few other things. And my dad said, "Boy, this thing can play any sport in the world as long as it's Pong." And so you'll notice that every Tron game here can play. There's lots of Tron games as long as they all are the Light Cycle game. It's kind of interesting that, I like that demo. I like that. Doesn't Commodore 64 have just the best color scrolls of any 8-bit computer? I just love it. I just love the way that these demo makers put the colors together and stuff. There's no sense in making everybody watch that, but I sure enjoy it. In fact, I have right behind me, you probably can't see them. They're too bright, but I have that's a PyAnts, which is a program that shows BBS ANSI files that I leave running basically 24/7. And right next to that, I've got my Commodore 64, and my the Commodore 64 is running a bare metal C64, BMC64. Shout out to Dave Zilli, who turned me onto that. And then the other one, my Amiga, you can't really see, it's a Mist running Amiga. But I put those on demos and let those things run. I absolutely love those. So these are, so this is a slightly different one. You can see here, we can select our opponent. Player 2 is the computer, so we definitely want to do that. And we could go to sounds, or we could go to music. Let's leave it on sounds, and then let's make sure, as I'm looking down there, that I am on joystick port 1. So let's go ahead and get this started. So what you'll notice, I'm on the, I'm on the right. And the red. I'm more in a car, it seems, than a motorcycle. And this is, you know what? I didn't see that guy turn either. So, that kind of seems like it's just 2 players. Did that just make a sound? It did. Yeah, oh. Look at that, I sped up, I pressed the button. Some of these Tron games allow you to use a turbo button by... I like that there's one sample and that's it. Of course, we're getting the... oh, game over. I like that. Can I... oh, I'm going to have to do this, yes. It hardly seems worth it. I'll just be R. All right. Oh, there's a lot of scores higher than mine. Let's see if I can get this into a 2-player. I want to see... okay, oh, I see. Player 2. I thought it was player 2 is the computer. You could do player 2 or the computer. So let's set... we want the computer. Well, let's get this down to some music. I want to hear some music while I'm playing the Tron. Oh, okay. So we could see where this guy's going here. Oh, he's coming at me. So again, I'm the... oh. I shouldn't say that I'm the... oh, you know what? I heard this. I heard the sample. I was going to say, don't forget that I'm the red guy, but it almost seems like if I keep dying, I should say I'm the other guy. I'm whichever guy is winning. Oh, look at that. You want some of that green guy? Oh, I just can't make that corner sharp enough. Yeah! Look at that. Oh, yeah, take that, computer. Oh, I'm gonna win. Oh, no, now he's getting smart to my antics. Oh, and then I did that. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice that there's a map up at the top. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Look at that. Is he going to get harder? Oh, okay, so I see that I have a limited amount of turbo that I can use. You see that up there? There's a... I guess I should have really looked at this more. And then there's how many bikes I have. God, if I could just make that turn. I turned right into it. Game over. Surely. Oh, yeah, look at my... yeah, my score's way better. All right, well, that's kind of fun. I like that one. That's a pretty good one. I think we're going to see this 900 more times. I mean, I think a lot of these other versions. But there are some other... cool Tron game. So let's take a look here. I think, let's see what this one looks like. See if this is a yep, that's so 130. That's basically the same amount of bytes as that one. So isn't it funny that you know, all these different groups were of course like acting in different parts of the world, and so, you know, I mean, a game might come out like this Tron game. Okay, now this is Tron +3. Now, I think this is roughly the same amount, the same size as that second one that we tried. But if you're not familiar with the +3, a lot of times what cracking groups would do is when they added features or cheats to a game, however many cheats they would add, they would put that in the file name. So that +3 really means that it's going to be Tron, but there's probably going to be 3 additional things like extra men, extra lives, something like that. Also, you notice that there's that white, one line of white text. We saw that on some of the other ones. Copyright 1990. So this is definitely one that we saw before, but someone has added, let's see, I'm just kind of looking here. Again, that cool, there's a little like color kind of pulse, lots of cool fades. It's amazing. 16 colors, still rocking it. Cracked and trained by Hewitt and Spikes. That's a duo. Like 2 guys come into a room. Hey man, what's your name? My name's Hewitt. Oh, okay. What's your name? Spikes. Unlimited lives player 1, we'll just say no. Unlimited lives player 2, no. Unlimited time, no. So that would be, okay, so it is this same game here. But notice how there were 3 extra things added. That would be the +3 on this version. No sense in going through it. I think, now we have lots of other folders to go through here, but I think all these other ones in the Tron folder are probably all the same thing. Let's take a look at one more here. This is interesting. So this is a disc that has a bunch of different games on there. Let's take a look here. Cavern, blah, blah, blah. Tron. Now, if you are not familiar with the Commodore 64, I will show you this. You can move around, of course, with your cursor keys. And if we want to load Tron, we could type load Tron and then (8), (1), right? But we could go right over here and just overwrite this and do (8), (1). So it's kind of a cheating way if you wanted to load, that particular game. And so we are loading that file with an exact match called Tron because it's load quote Tron, (8), (1). If we do another, I believe, no, there's a the cavern at the beginning, but if we were to do load TR asterisk, because it's a wild card, right? Just like in DOS, (8), (1), that would do the same thing. Now, if you have a fast load, you don't have to do any of that. That takes the place of load, and the (8), (1) is not needed. So that's if you use the Epix fast load, and different fast load cartridges have different shortcuts or whatever. But I know based on the size list, this is going to be that same that first Tron game that we tried. Oh no, I take it back. I saw this last night. This is an interesting. This one is completely written in BASIC. It is playable. It was written in 2001, as you can see there. I mean, it looks pretty terrible. I mean, I hate to say that about anybody's work. It doesn't look terrible, but it's obviously written in BASIC, using PET ASCII graphics. Let's hit the button. I did get this to... I guess that's Tron. Is that Tron over there? Oh, he winked. I didn't notice that the other night. I think if we hit 8, maybe, that starts the game. Yeah. And so, as you can see, this is... that's me over there. It's really not a very good version of Tron. Oh, and then that just... Yeah. It's not good. But as you can see, everybody, I guess if you think about it, making a Tron is, making a Light Cycles game is just not that difficult. You know what I mean? It's, you've got the 2 things, they leave a line, very basic sprite collision, I like to say things are very easy that I can't do. I can't write one of these. But let's see if there's anything else in this first folder here. And these are all literally in under... That one seems slightly different in size. We'll check this out. Under the folder, I use a program called Assembly 64 to download big libraries of Commodore 64 games that will go out there and grab all the games from CSDB and the 64 or 64.com, I think it is. Just big collections of games. So this is Twilight release of Tron. And see how it has that same white line. Of course, it's different text because what somebody has done is they've gone back in and just, used like a sector editor or something and edited that line. So based on that text, I know that we're definitely going to get one of the same ones that we've already seen. And you can see that, they've put a lot of work into putting their name all over the place. But at the end of the day, you can see, yeah, so it's that same Tron game that we got. It's a cool little graphic there. I guess that's a Tron guy in a Tron helmet or something like this. This software, THS Software Studio 1989. And then, yeah, it goes to that same one. Okay, so we've seen these. Let's go take a look at some of these other ones. Now, there were... I guess a lot of these are homebrew type games where they are trying to emulate Tron, or, be Tron light cycles, and then some of these, now this is a cool one, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. A little bit of, not really copy protection, but just, someone has, modified the contents of the index, and so you can make it where it screws up when somebody tries to get a directory. That's a good way to keep people from... there's a lot of different ways to obscure the files. This doesn't seem to be loading. In fact, I can just see that that's searching, but it's not doing anything. So let's reset. And we're going to skip. You know what? We'll give this one shot here, but there are some different ones coming up that are pretty cool. So there were, I would say that the ones that actually say Tron, for the most part, are, yeah, that's not doing anything. Were homebrew things, because there wasn't an official thing. But the other thing that you'll see here very shortly is games that are similar to Tron, but of course they've changed things to avoid copyright issues, and those are the ones that got commercial releases. So there were some commercial light cycle-esque games, I guess we'll say. Got something going on here. There we go. Not like that. There we go. Triangle. It's I think it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting time, especially for a lot of these games, to notice that the intros are better than some of these games. So this is Tron Bikes, which is, let me go here. Yeah, and so this was a preview of a game that I don't know was ever finished. So you can see I'm the guy on the right here. Is that the Airwolf theme? That's funny. So I can control the right guy. But obviously there were no options to set up a one-player or two-player. So I'm assuming if I switch the joystick to the other port, yes, and then I control the other guy. So if you had two joysticks and a friend, this could be a fun little game where you could do some light cycle battles. I gotta say that graphically, again, all the intro graphics were really cool. That picture, I want to, you know what, I'm gonna reset this real quick, and I just want to reload that. I just want to take another look at that graphic, not the opening crack screen, but then the other picture that was on there. But again, this is an example of a very simple game. I mean, it was lines. It's nothing but lines. But this graphic is pretty cool. I mean, I'm really just taking a look at it here. You know what we can do here? You can see there's you got the Tron logo. It says Tron Bikes. There's a light cycle there. And then at the bottom, I see there's a little collision and a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke for two Tron bikes colliding, it looks like. But that's not bad. I think that's cool. So, all right. So that is Tron Bikes. Let's go check out this other one here. Let's see what this does. Let's see what Madame Ruby sees. Which is a line from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I gotcha. This is that same issue that it was having there. That's not really. For some reason it does. Yeah, this. I think that's just a bad image. All right, so we're going to skip that one because I know that this next one does work and it's pretty cool. I think you guys are going to like this one. This is listed under Tron Construction Kit. So this has a 3D type of presentation, you'll see. But it also allowed you to build. There's a cool intro here from... that's cool. I always wanted to be able to do that. I might, I was good at... They had a lot of prefab intro makers or whatever that you could just attach to, it would just append it to someone else's file, and I would use those and be like, oh, Jack Flack did this. I didn't do any of it. Now looking back, it's embarrassing. Oh, you know what? I'm going to reset this just because I know that there were two versions of this, and that one was in German, and this other one is in English. And there's nothing, no offense meant to my German friends, but I can't read German. Although, other than a couple of menu choices, it's really pretty much the same. I'm going to... another keyboard command you should know and be able to hit if you are ever using WinVice is Alt-W, which I guess this one's a German too. Alt-W is a warp, and so if you're loading things, that will jump ahead. So we're just going to go down here. I believe this is play, and this is one player. And it's a really bad rendition of Axel F. Okay, so I'm the paint roller at the on the top. I'm the pink paint roller. So again, this would be a way that you would avoid getting sued by Disney. Is you would say, oh, this isn't Tron Cycles, this is paintbrush racing or whatever. Even though the game is called Tron Construction Set. So it seems like I'm going to try to hold down. It's hard to tell in some of these. I hit my own line, you dummy. Okay, so notice those little green squares there. Notice how that one's moving with me. So those are little squares that you have to avoid. And so that's one of the things that, let's see if I can do this. Yeah. When you do your construction set, you can add those little squares. You can change the, I think I almost trapped that guy. Oh, hit my own line again. I mean, that is a rendition of Axel F that will almost put you to sleep. Oh, that's bad. All right, well, you get the idea here of the construction set. It's not a bad little game. It just runs slow. It really, the Commodore is not really made for this 3D type scrolling. If you've ever played Racing Destruction Set, which is a really fun game. It's a game where you can, go off-road racing, and it's isometric like that, same type of view, and it just runs so unbelievably slow. This is called Tron 2, but I'm not sure if this is a duplicate of one of the other ones. Again, that was another trick that these companies, or not companies, but the crackers and these groups would do is relabel them, change the name slightly, and make it look like it was a unique release. Nope, this is a new one, and I remember because there's an older version of this, and this one says updated on 4/2002 by Larry Anderson. He needs to hang out with Hewitt, not with Spikes. And there's a portcommodore.com. I have not visited that URL. After this recording, I will go visit that. You can see right here we can set our user lives, how many cycles, how many lives, and do I want to do my input. So we want to change that input. Let's make sure that's on joystick port 2, and I am on joystick port 2. And let's hit enter here. And again, this is, I tell you the problem with this one is that there's only, so there I am, there's only so many colors on the Commodore 64, right? Well, there's two problems with this game. The first is that, when you die, it just restarts immediately. The first problem is that because there's such a limited amount of colors, that the background on this game is so bright, you see, and so it just makes it difficult, and the contrast, is just difficult to see, specifically the blue trails. Maybe it's just me, but it just seems to be kind of difficult to see against that background. And you got a medium gray and a light gray there. Let's see. I guess the speed, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be affected that much. The other problem is, as I mentioned before, like with a lot of these games, is that I guess due to the resolution, you just don't you don't get to see enough of the screen, Or I guess he's not dying, so his line is still there. Let's do return to exit there. It's all right. I don't love it. It's not my favorite. A lot of the graphics, I mean, like there's a I want to say pixel artwork, logo for Tron there. I think that looks really cool. But the game is kind of but I mean, if you woke up one day and you're like, all I want to do is play 100 different versions of Tron light cycles on a computer, boy, was this you're in the right thing. Okay, that's the same one from Larry. This is I don't know what this is. This is Tron 2000, but I'm not really sure. Again, this is another one that kind of looks like someone has messed with the you've got this from the digital dungeon. Teenagers, man, were awesome. My BBS is called the Digital Dungeon. When I'm 12, my dad says I can get my own phone line. And that's when the Digital Dungeon will really take. By the way, I have no idea what the Digital Dungeon is. It's probably some guy that would kick my butt. Let's see. We got start, computer, obstacles, and speed. Right off the bat. Although it's 2000, so that's interesting. But the fact that this is all done in basic characters doesn't give me a lot of hope for this one. But let's go. Yeah. Oh, that's me there. I guess I was on the left. that's that. I mean, it didn't look great to begin with. We're not going to troubleshoot this one. Bye-bye. There are too many. There are too many Tron games to worry if one of them doesn't work. Okay, this one is called Ultimate Tron. So we got a couple more. Oh, that one looks really small. We'll see what we got here. And it's, again, when it's small and there's a big graphical intro on the beginning. Okay, so this is interesting. Some of these games that started coming out, and as you can see, this is one of them, has controls for 4 players. Now, of course, the Commodore 64 only has 2 joystick ports, so you can see that all 4. I do remember this one. This is a really good one. I think this would be fun if you had 4 people. Now, everybody only gets 2 controls, left and right. So I'm going to start player 1, and I'm going to, let me see which joystick port I'm in right now. I'm in joystick port 2. So I'm going to set me as player 1, and I'm going to pick all these other ones. And then it says, now get ready, and press any key. So I got to figure out which guy I am here, but okay, so that's me there in the middle. So I've outlasted everybody. But I want you to take a look at this. So you're basically this little triangle shape going around, and the longer I go, you can see, if I can, let me circle around here so you can see that I'm drawing faster than the tail is disappearing. You see that? So I should be able to lap myself here. So the longer you go, the longer your tail is going to get. But it's kind of a cool little graphic, right? So again, so play again. Sure, yes. And then you hit any key to start. So imagine, with having 4 friends. Now, they're all going to have to be pretty good friends, right? Because you're all, hanging around the same keyboard. But 2 people on joysticks and 2 people playing the keyboard. That wouldn't be too bad. I would say if I have any complaint about this, it would be that I would make the 4 different players different colors. Doesn't that make more sense? Like, instead of just having them all green, I just can't imagine that's a limitation of the software. Or of the computer. So there you go. Yeah, but I like this one, and again, it's a 4-player, and I know that there's one that's a 6-player one too that I think I have in here. That's Ultimate Tron, and there is one here called Ultimate Tron 2. Let's take a look at this, but I got a feeling it's going to be the same thing. And there's a lot of different stuff on here. Let's scanning. Help me out, people. Where is it? Where am I missing it? Bully? Oh, Electron Soccer? Ultimate Tron. I gotcha. Yeah, this is so small. This can't possibly be good. There's no way at the end of this. I want to see what that Hack Pack 4 thing is. Now, if you type run here, it won't work, right? Because you got all that crap behind it. But if you type run and then put a colon, it stops the line. Okay, so this one is actually, I was told, I found some websites that said it's really hard to find, but nothing's hard to find anymore, it doesn't seem like. So it says press function keys to modify color. And so if we press the function keys, you can see we could change the background, if we really wanted to go forward or backwards and cycle through all the colors. I think dark gray sounds good to me. And then so everybody, okay, this is silly. Rob and Bob and Snob and Slob and Job. That's writer humor. And Lob. And so you can see there are 6 sets of keys. So there's Commodore Run Stop, there's ZXBN. So everybody gets 2 keys. So I'm just going to randomly assign keys to all the other players here. I mean, that's a lot of keys that would be set up. And so let's see, I'm going to be Z and X. And that's where everybody is starting. And so there I am. But as you can see, I mean, this would be 6 people. And see, it keeps track of who killed who. That's kind of cool, you know. So again, I mean, if you had a lot of people over, this would be a fun party game. But 6 people all around one keyboard is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'd be willing to try it. You know what I need? 5 friends. All right. So now, gosh, let's see. This has been, I'm not even watching time here. Yeah, we're coming up close. I got 3 more to go through, and these are all commercial releases that I think you'll get a kick out of. The first one here is called Rebel Racers. Let's take a look at this. +1. Now, wrong keystroke. +1 means that it's been trained. Somebody has added something to it. Also, there's a high score file there I see. High score, whenever they would do a little high score file, it was like that. It was always became a game of could you use a sector editor to edit it, you know, or play around and manually put your name in there. So unlimited lives for players 1 and 2. No. That's obviously the train. So a little bit more of a quality release. Obviously, this is a game that would have been sold on store shelves. So it's going to be a little bit better quality graphics. Original Amiga game. So this is based on an Amiga game. So just a shout out to the Amigos. If you guys made it this far, I want to see some somebody playing some Rebel Racers on the Amiga, 1991. So let's go here. So player 1, use return to alter. I gotcha. So we want player 1 to be joystick. There we go. Player 1 could be computer and player 2 could be joystick. And then the button should get us started here. This, I love this one. I should have saved this one for last. So I'm on the bottom there. No, I'm on the top. I take it back. No, I was on the bottom because I'm dead. So you can see that he is also driving next to me. See that going? But it doesn't draw his car on my screen and doesn't draw my car on his screen. So we're starting off at the bottom now. You could speed up. You could shift gears, which is a bad idea because I'm not good at going fast. I want to go slower. Could I go slower? Yeah, look, I could just stop. I'm going like 1 inch an hour. Yeah, that was inevitable. Not a great strategy, but look, it's kind of, I gotta remember to. Oh, that's the end. Well, I'm gonna try this one more time because this game, now this is a cool. Like I like this. All right, let's get back into this. Come on now. Let's see. So he's over there. So let's take off this way. Oh, see, yeah. It turns out computers are smart. I don't know, like they should make computers do hard stuff because, man, they're good at doing stuff. Guy's racing me to the wall. I was trying to slow down and cut him off. I did cut him off by smashing into the wall. So this is, I would like to see the Amiga version of this. I'm going to challenge the Amigos to, that guy's going to cut me off here in a second. I want to challenge the Amigos to get, what is this, Rebel Racers? I want to see some Amiga version of Rebel Racers. But that's a cool little game. Again, this is a commercial release. And it is Tron-like. It's not really Tron, but it's Tron-like, isn't it? So that is Rebel Racers. The second one, this next to last, so golly, there's a dozen releases of this thing. This is called Raster Runner. So we had Rebel Racers, and now we have Raster Runner. Rut-row. That doesn't even make sense. Not even a joke. Just me quoting Scooby-Doo. So far I've quoted Madame Ruby from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And now Scooby-Doo. Good times. By Mastertronic. Now, when I was a kid, Mastertronic meant garbage. It's not entirely true. Mastertronic had a lot of budget titles. Do I want Infinite Lives? The only reason why, I mean, if I were playing this, I might say try Infinite Lives or something, but on some of those games, it just never ends. I mean, and so it's just me smashing into the wall a million times. Again, Raster Runner, you can see they've changed the graphics. This is not Tron. What are you talking about? It's a steamroller bullet-shaped thing. Why would you think this is a ripoff of Tron, Mastertronic? I wouldn't think that. I like when you hit the spacebar on this. I noticed this the other day. It fades the music way out and then it goes to the next screen. It doesn't just abruptly go. Cool font. I love the shading on that logo thing. Well, let's quit talking about all this. Let's get... okay, what do we got here? Okay, so if I remember correctly, yes, I do. This one is 2-player only. So I'm the green guy. By the way, you'll notice some of the games, the only ones I win are when it's 2-player only. And sometimes it's a tie. I don't know. Is it locked up? Well, that's unfortunate. I kind of wanted to see few more times of that. So let's do this. Let's do a reset. We're going to pick a slightly different release of Raster Runner. All right, Raster Runner, if that is indeed your real name. It's probably not. But again, you can see it. I mean, it is obviously Tron Cycles. You know, it's just with the slightly different, I guess you can't copyright a game. I mean, you can't copyright an idea, right? And so that would be the, light cycle-esque, but you change the basic shape of that ship or whatever. Okay, this is copyright 89, which is interesting if you think about it, because Tron came out in 1982, so it's amazing that 7 years later. See, I just died against a computer that wasn't actually playing. No, and it still didn't. I'm gonna see if there's a function key or something. Maybe that's why it didn't sell so well. He only played one game and then it was done. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's kind of weird that 7 years after Tron, somebody was like, "Hey, maybe we could sneak this into the market." This is the last one that I have that I pulled out. This is called Centric, which is, and by the way, I want to show you this. When you do a directory, look at that. Fairlight and their fancy directory structures. If you're not familiar, there are multiple different types of file types on the Commodore 64. There's program, which if it's an executable, it has to be a program. There's a sequential file, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's text in a sequential order. So like on a PC, if you have a text file, that would be like a sequential file. But there are also deleted files. You can see they've got a whole directory of deleted files, which is it just lets you know that, first of all, it's cool. And second of all, you wouldn't waste your time trying to load those. They won't load. Game is unpacking in memory. Fairlight 1996, it says. Man, I've heard these songs so many times. Do, 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 do. Cracked, trained, one side packed. Also, Iffled, partly recoded to get back from the end, and some bugs fixed. It's and also interesting. Let's see, unlimited extras. No. Always start level 1. Sure, we're not gonna. Okay. Start now. Intro, game, or the end. Let's do the. Is the intro what we just saw? I'm going to hit intro. All cheats works. Well, I might have chose poorly. Oh, no, it's loading. I'm sorry. Oh. Now, I don't know if this is part of the game or if this is something Fairlight added to the beginning of the game. A lot of it's funny, the effects that you can get from something very simple. I mean, that's literally just dots, but being presented. I mean, I guess everything on a computer screen is dots in a way, but literally it's just periods being manipulated in a way to make it look like it's a 3D kind of tunnel thing. Well, ooh, look at that. I mean, we're getting into some cool stuff now. All right. I'm going to hit Alt-W, as I told you about for warp, and we're going to try to get through this, get to where the game is. Here we go. All right, so we got 1-player game, 2-player game. That's good. Boy, you can see the difference of quality. Again, this is a 1996 release, so much better than those mid-80s Tron, basic versions where you were just a dot in some of them, basic in some of them. I will say that I did play this one, and there was loading in between every game. So every time that you play, listen to that. Down here, you can set how long your tail is that you leave. We'll put it here in the middle, I guess, and then we'll start the game. And then it's literally loading to start the level. So so that's me. I set it on those medium length tails. Let's go find. Where is this guy? There he is. Oh, I didn't see what it said down there at the bottom. So now it's loading again. So that would be the downside of this particular game is there's every time that it resets, it has to load, which as a Commodore 64 owner, I would say, unfortunately, kind of used to it. Start the game. Commodore 64, known for a lot of things. Great graphics, great sound, great color, great game library, not great loading times. Oh, look at that. That was him, not me. The users. Yes. One for the users. So I think I've won about against actual computer 2 or 3 matches in the past hour. So, so now I'm on level 2. So we'll keep this relatively short and we will start the game. And I believe as you continue through this game, see, look, different colors, different layouts, different ways for me to die. There's only one way for me to die in every Tron Cycle game, running into the wall. So this is a cool one. I'm not gonna lie. The ones that were Tron-like and released by companies seem to be a lot better than the actual Tron games that were, the homebrew type stuff. But that makes sense if they were games that were being sold. So, listen, I'm going to wrap up this version of Sprite Castle Plays. I hope that you enjoy seeing some of the different Tron Light Cycle games available for the Commodore 64. If you want to hear my personal experiences with Tron, about seeing the movie as a kid, all the toys I had, all the weird theories I have about Tron, and basically, an hour about Tron, then check out You Don't Know Flack. You can find that over at podcast.robohair.com. It's also on iTunes. And we will be back next week with another Sprite Castle Plays, as well as another episode of Sprite Castle. So thanks for tuning into the video, and I will see you guys next week.